I was born again. This time I chose to take the initiative to fulfill Benjamin and Lily. Ryan said Lily was in poor health. So I gave up my job and applied for a transfer to the countryside. When Benjamin wants to take Nana home to take care of her, I volunteered to move out and give them space. In my past life, when Nana was critically ill, everyone was urging me to get a divorce. Just for the sake of their love, there will be no regrets. Even my daughter resented me. Call me selfish and self-centered. But what no one knows is that I am also terminally ill. Only a short life remains. Listen to Director Wilson say how considerate I am. I almost cried, because somehow I was born again. I returned to the exact moment when Benjamin asked me to give up my job for Nana. I decisively put down my pen and said to Director Wilson, "Director, I want to give my work to someone else. There is a greater need." Director Wilson was stunned. Look at me strangely. Didn't your fiancé ask you to give the job to Lily? Resemble? If you give it to someone else, how do you explain it to him? My fiancé, Benjamin Carter, is a cultured person. An elegant officer from a prestigious family. Everyone praised him as an exemplary soldier. The perfect gentleman. They all said I wasn't good enough for him. If it weren't for the fact that my parents were martyrs, even worked as a maid at Ryan Carter's house, would be considered a privilege. I smiled and said to the supervisor, "Director, I want to respond to the call for free love. We no longer support arranged marriages. Just like in the old society, as the children of martyrs, I should set an example and actively help those in need." Hear my passionate speech. Director Wilson was very moved. He applauded enthusiastically. His eyes were filled with admiration for my sense of responsibility. Seize the moment. I submitted my application. Transferred to the countryside. A woman can hold up half the sky. Everyone has a responsibility to build the nation. When I left with the approval notice in my hand, I can still hear Director Wilson's compliments on me. In my previous life, I didn't go to the countryside, because in just a few days, I was going to marry Ryan Carter. Shortly after the wedding, we had children. I stayed at home to take care of my family, whereas Benjamin remained in the army. As he climbed the rankings, and were assigned to different places, we started a long-distance relationship. But Benjamin goes everywhere. He always took Nana Shaw and her son with him. Outsiders praised him for his loyalty. Loyal and honorable. Only I know his true nature. His indifference. He left me to take care of our children. And his elderly parents expect me to clear up every rumor for him. I watched when our daughter grows from a baby to a toddler. And then step by step, she was getting farther and farther away from me. Eventually, she married Nana Shaw's son. Turned them into a real family. I'm confused. I'm very angry. But Ryan Carter accused me of being stingy and narrow-minded. There is only one declarative sentence. He completely crushed me. It's even more ridiculous. No one even told me about my daughter's wedding. After that, Benjamin showed me the photos. He said, "Don't be upset. She just didn't tell you, because she knows you won't agree." In the photo, my daughter was holding Nana Shaw's arm tightly, as if they were real mother and daughter. It's been a long time since she smiled at me like that. Ever since she started dating, she was getting more and more impatient with me. She even repeatedly urged me to divorce my mother. What's the point of being with Dad? You should get a divorce. It's better for everyone. Mom, you know Daddy doesn't love you. Why can't you put it down and help him be with the people he truly loves? Mom, you're so selfish. You know he doesn't love you, but you still refuse to divorce him. Mom, you're not worthy of my dad. Divorce. Let him live the rest of his life unharmed. Divorce is better for whom? Who exactly should I satisfy? He even deserves Ryan Carter. Until then, I realized I raised my daughter with so much love, standing by her future mother-in-law all the time. She's standing up for Nana Shaw. Feel sorry for her. But why? Why when my in-laws are sick? I'm the one who stayed up all night. Take care of them. When he enjoys romance with others. Why when our daughter had a fever? I'm the one holding her. Go up and down the hospital stairs. stay awake all night, and watch her 4-drip inject. When he was out to take care of another woman's son. Shopping, dining, attend parent-teacher conferences. As if he were the boy's biological father. Why, after I gave everything I had for this family, sacrifice my dreams and lose myself. In the end, everyone said I wasn't worthy of him. He said. Our daughter said it. That's what everybody says. Everyone told me to divorce him. Fulfill the love of Benjamin Carter and Nana Shaw. But why would I do it? I refused. Even though I know Ryan Carter doesn't love me, even though I know him and Nana Shaw. It was supposed to be together. I will put off this marriage until the day I die. When Nana Shaw was dying, her last wish was to take one last family photo. As Benjamin Carter's legal wife. Benjamin Carter came to me. He said he was sorry. He wanted to see Nana Shaw on her sake. I can keep them together. I looked at him carefully. He is still as handsome and elegant as I remember. Time seemed to favor him. And the added wrinkles on his face. It only makes him appear more gentle. His back was still straight, as firm as ever. From youth to old age. He used to be Lily Shaw's refuge. Hold up an umbrella for her. Throughout her life. Yet he never sheltered me. In summary, he even poured the rain out of that umbrella. To me. The more desperate he became, the colder I became. Our conversation ended in discord. But in the end, I still used my death to fulfill their wishes. I passed away that day. My daughter came to persuade me to divorce him. One more time. When she saw that neither of these reasons were there. Morality can't shake me either. She stood up angrily and said, I'd rather not have a mom like you. Slam the door and leave. She did not see a diagnosis slip for terminal cancer. Fell from my hands. She didn't see me die with my eyes open. In those last moments, I was filled with deep regrets. I regret that I once gave birth to her. Even more regrettable, I used to be married to Benjamin Carter. But I was lucky. I was born again, before I married Ryan Carter. This time, I will live for myself. When I got home, I carefully put away mine rural transfer approval notice and started packing my bags. The apartment has been allocated to Benjamin. For our upcoming marriage, this is a 2-bedroom unit. Due to the approaching wedding date, I've moved in, although each of us has our own separate room. As I packed, I thought about the days that followed. Planned for my future. I decided to go to the countryside, because I know the pioneers of the future. In the fields, I want to study under him and contribute to the country, and find my own sense of purpose. And I was immersed in thinking about the future. Ryan went home, as expected. He went to see Lily Shaw and her son first. Before bringing them back, Nana took her son's hand and they walked in after Benjamin. As soon as she entered, she smiled and said, Sister, we're bothering you again. To be honest, Nana Shaw is not a striking beauty, but she has a subtlety, frail appearance. This can easily evoke a man's protective instinct. As she spoke, she glanced at Ryan Carter. Then he lowered his head and smiled gently. Exudes soulful charm. The newlywed wife comes home with her husband. Her son was obviously familiar with the house. He brushed past me and ran straight into the kitchen. Open the cupboard. And take out the utensils they specified. One set for Benjamin. One for Nana and one for himself. I didn't. It's as if they're real family. And I'm just an outsider. Soon, the boy pouted and ran out of the kitchen, holding Benjamin's leg and complaining, Dad, there's nothing left in the kitchen. Did she eat everything? Don't leave anything for me and my mom. I once asked Benjamin, why did he allow Nana's son to call him Daddy? Benjamin once said that he was just a child. Don't argue with your child about something so insignificant. What's the difference in calling me Daddy? And call me the Godfather. Maybe Benjamin. He himself had always wanted to be the boy's biological father. That's why he never corrected it. Brian patted the boy on the head and motioned for him to let go. Then he walked briskly into the kitchen. When he saw that the cabinet was indeed empty, Lily's eyes instantly turned red. She whimpered in a pitiful voice. Am I making you sad, sister? If so, I wouldn't be coming again. But at least you shouldn't starve Benjamin. I just sat quietly on the couch. Watch as Benjamin anxiously comforts Nana and her son. He didn't return until after he escorted them home. When Benjamin returns, I cook noodles in the kitchen. He stood by the door, frowning. After hesitating for a while, he finally spoke. If you're not satisfied, just let me know. Why upset Nana and her son? He seemed to realize that his tone was too harsh. So he relented and continued. Her late husband and I were childhood friends. Before he died, he asked me to take care of them. Children are young and need proper nutrition. Lily is not very good at cooking. And, because you have the time and skills, I want to bring them over for dinner. If that doesn't satisfy you, I won't invite them over again. Seeing this, I still didn't respond. Benjamin hesitated, then added dryly. You should understand, don't you? Of course I should understand. After all, when my parents died, his family took me in. So that means I owe them, doesn't it? The next morning, Ryan was gone. I followed him and left. I need to get back to Carter's house. My engagement with Benjamin Carter. It was arranged by his parents. At that time, there were even witnesses present. If I really want to part with him, I'll have to talk to his parents first and notify the witnesses at the time. In this way, we will not have any problems getting married. In the future, after packing, I bought some gifts to take home as a courtesy. I walked slowly. Savor it. I'm finally leaving this place. Start my life all over again. The idea kept me motivated and excitement. By the time I got home, Benjamin had already returned. There are a few dishes left on the table. Why? You've come back so late. Haven't you eaten yet? What about you? I'll heat you some food, he said. Pick up the plate and walk to the kitchen. As he passed me, I could smell a faint scent of roses. Nana Shaw's shampoo. So he had dinner with her and her son. Judging by the lingering scent, they may have just left. It seems that my presence is here interfered with their time together. I've already eaten it. I said a few words and walked straight into my room. Most of my packing was done. I didn't bring much with me at first. So, I just need to check everything again tomorrow. Because I've decided to leave. I want to break with it completely. No traces of themselves were left. Feeling tired, I walked to the living room. Have a glass of water. Benjamin's door was slightly open. The moment he saw me, he asked, holding up the marriage application. Which day do you want to set for your wedding? I glanced at the packing in the corner. Before replying, getting married is a big deal. There are many customs to consider. I'll go home tomorrow and ask my uncle and aunt. Benjamin nodded in agreement. Actually, submit an application for marriage. Just a formality. In the eyes of others, we are already a couple. I lost my parents at a very young age. No other family members remained. Uncle Carter took me in and raised me as his own child. He and Aunt Carter have always been nice to me, just like their own daughters. Benjamin has always been the golden boy every parent admires. Handsome, intelligent, and polite. He excelled in everything he did. He has also been very good to me all the time. It was only natural for me to fall in love with him. Aunt Carter noticed my feelings. After discussing with my uncle, they decided to arrange our involvement. In her. No matter who you marry, I'm afraid you're going to be abused. It's the only way I can feel comfortable. It's if you live in our house. But the truth is, in my past life, the biggest pain I suffered came from Ryan Carter and his mother. I sighed. I have repaid my uncle and aunt for their kindness. With my past life. This time I just want to stay away from Benjamin. Live for yourself. The next morning, I was surprised to find that Benjamin was still at home. As soon as he saw me, he got up and walked into the kitchen. Serve out a bowl of noodles and a cup of soy milk. This is my first time since moving in. We had breakfast together. Benjamin asked suddenly, "What time do you get home?" "I have a rest in the afternoon. Why don't we go together?" I was stunned for a moment. "You have time." He nodded. Getting married is a big deal. There are still a lot of details to discuss. And you pack a lot of stuff. This will cause you inconvenience. Bear it alone. We should go together. I instinctively wanted to say no. But before I can come up with an excuse, That does not raise suspicions. The door was suddenly thrown open. A little boy ran in. Tears flowed down his face as if. Then he threw himself into Benjamin's arms. Benjamin immediately crouched him down, his voice full of concern. Noah, what's wrong? Why are you crying? His expression suddenly became anxious. Mom, what's wrong? Noah hesitated for a moment, secretly and cautiously glanced at me. Whisper at the end. Mom told me not to come to you. She said, Auntie doesn't like us. Once the aunt and dad got married, we couldn't come back again. I can't call you daddy anymore. In my past life, this boy was the one who led my daughter away from me. It was he who made her go further and further, farther away from me. How could I not resent him? Noah sobbed. Other children said I was just a stray dog without a father. Nana Shaw was heartbroken to hear this. Lock yourself in your room and cry. Ryan didn't hesitate to take Noah into his arms. Then he rushed out the door to comfort Lily. He didn't even have time to say a word to me. Before leaving, I cleared my throat. Sure enough, it was true love. Now I don't have to make any excuses to turn him down. I happen to want to go back alone. Before leaving, I glanced at the date on the transfer notice again, then happily left. Today, I made up my mind. Cancelled my engagement to Benjamin Carter. Although I felt a little guilty about my uncle and aunt. Compulsive love is never sweet. They never really wanted us to be a couple. At all costs. When my uncle and aunt saw me come back, they warmly shook my hand and made a fuss at me. From time to time, my uncle glanced behind me. When he realized I was alone, he grumbled unhappily. Aunt also complained that Ryan Carter was too inconsiderate. I looked at my aunt several times and hesitated to speak. But the uncle interrupted her with a wave of his hand, saying, Kindness, dear. If you have something to say, please let us know directly. We'll take care of it for you. Don't be afraid. I pursed my lips tightly and finally said, Uncle, I want to cancel my engagement to Benjamin Carter. Auntie's face turned pale. Uncle immediately held my hand tightly and asked, Was Benjamin bullying you? Or did he do something to hurt you? Bullying, I thought bitterly. He does. Bullied me in my previous life and never apologized. I fell silent and bowed my head. There was an eerie silence in the room. Only the aunt's soft snot broke. Then my uncle and aunt began to comfort me. Don't be afraid, my dear. We're here for you. That boy doesn't dare to bully you. Even if he has someone in his heart, we will never allow him to bring her into the family. Once you marry Benjamin, you're destined for a stable life. Things get better over time. In addition, my aunt and I will always support you. If that boy dares to bully you, I'll have him break his legs. You're just a girl. What will you do if you cancel your engagement? Your parents entrust you to us. So how do we deal with them? After half a day of pleading, I stared blankly, unable to respond. Sighing helplessly, Auntie slapped me on the back, then hugged me with a tight hug and cried, How much you have suffered, dear. From when you were a child, you endured everything without complaint. Once you make up your mind, you'll never look back. If you continue like this, you will only get hurt. My aunt was crying profusely. She took my hand and my uncle was beside her, said, Let's go to the witnesses. This participation is closed. We'll find a better match for you later. I silently followed my aunt. When a witness rewrites a new statement, signature and stamping. Holding that document, I breathed a sigh of relief. It's finally over. I know that my uncle and aunt have my best interests at heart. After all, in everyone's eyes, Benjamin Carter is a golden boy with a bright future. Envious. Here's why. They carefully considered my cancellation request. Even though I'm just saying that we're just not fit for each other. Admittedly, it was a stubborn decision of mine. But are they worried that I will be abused? Or just indulge the choices I made in my past life? I can't and won't explain further. I can't tell them Benjamin Carter ignored me for the sake of Nana Shaw. My daughter became Lily's little confidant. Or rather, in my past life, I died with my eyes open. Everybody says I was a stumbling block. Happiness for the whole Benjamin Carter family. No one said I was a legitimate wife. His presence disturbed the family. or despite having a husband and daughter. I live like a lonely wanderer. Now the engagement has finally been cancelled. I felt a tremendous sense of relief. Tearful. My aunt kept apologizing to me, but my uncle was silent. He solemnly told me that from now on, he saw me off. I really am their daughter. If I had ever suffered injustice in the world, I should go home. I know that my uncle and aunt genuinely care about me, treat me as your own. But I still haven't told them about my plans. Go to the countryside. When the bus arrives at the station. It's late. I'm going to buy some steamed buns nearby. Before going home. When I put my hand in my pocket, I found a few bundles of money. $500 may have snuck in. Bye, Auntie. When she hugged me, tears welled up in my eyes. Uncle and aunt are really great people. It's just that Benjamin Carter and I were never meant to be. When I arrived at the entrance of the building, neighborhood ladies sit around and chat. They turned their gaze to me. Their eyes were full of curiosity and other things. Pity. I needed the hem of my coat and played the role of Aunt Fong. He lives next door to Benjamin Carter. Brush the sunflower seed husks off her legs. Then pull me to a quieter place. As we walked, she whispered to me, "Honey, you're so kind. How can you let anyone into your home? Benjamin Carter is a golden boy. Do you know how many girls there are in this yard? Let their eyes be on him. You'd better keep an eye on him." And that widow, a woman like her, was always in trouble. Everyone in the compound. Keep your distance from the mother and son. And yet so are you. Continue to bring them to your home as saints. Good thing you're back tonight. If you don't have one, the hustle and bustle of the afternoon. Who knows? What will the whole compound gossip about? Tomorrow. That Nana Shaw. She doesn't look like someone who knows her place. You'd better be careful. If anything happens, you can always contact us. Only then did I understand what was happening. It turned out that Ryan had brought Lily Shaw and her son. Stay in the house. He must have known. He will be judged for his actions. So he simply used me as an excuse to justify. I let out a cold, mocking laugh. So Ryan Carter does understand decently. He just pretended not to. When it suits him. He wrapped himself in a veneer of loyalty and righteousness in order to hide his truth. Ugly intentions. I was only away for one day. He has already brought them to our house. Is it despair? Or maybe he just doesn't restrain himself. It doesn't matter to me anymore. In 2 days, I'll be leaving this place forever. When he looked up, he caught Aunt Fong's eager gaze. I know none of these neighbor ladies are bad people. They just love gossip. But in my past life, it's these people who keep saying, I'm not good enough for Benjamin Carter. I blocked his love story with Nana Shaw. Thank you, Aunt Fong, for your concern. Didn't say anything. When I get home, there is something to say. Benjamin Carter and Nana Shaw participated. Improper relationship. They lack morality. And then what? Ruined both of them. In this second chance at life, I had considered directly exposing their affair. After all, in my previous life, they ruined me. How could I not hate them? But I couldn't bear to hurt my uncle and aunt. They were so good to me. It's so good, even my hatred for Benjamin Carter. It feels like it will hurt them too, as long as I care about them. I couldn't really touch Nana Shaw. Also, if things escalate publicly, Ryan Ka has no choice but to marry Lily. For his fame and so-called honor. Isn't that exactly what she wants? Flies do not land on unbroken eggs. In summary, Benjamin Carter is the one who gets his heart wandering. When I opened the door, the laughter in the room stopped abruptly. Benjamin and Nana stand in the kitchen. Both wore matching aprons, and Noah giggled and ran around them. They look like a happy little family. Ryan was the first to react. He put down the plate in his hand and walked towards me. Reach for the bag I'm holding. You're back, he said, his tone casual. I ignored him and walked straight to my room. It's just that he walked up to me and blocked my way. Before I even have time to say anything, without hesitation, Lily took Noah into her arms. Walked straight into my room. I frowned and turned to Benjamin for an explanation. He coughed awkwardly before speaking. Lily hasn't been feeling well lately. And Noah is still young. I asked them to move in for a few days, so that you can help take care of them. I think you'll find out when you get home. That's why I didn't mention it to you beforehand. I didn't notice until then. My suitcase was moved. Feel free to throw it on the floor by the window. Benjamin followed my gaze. Realize what I'm looking at. Hurried over to pick up one of my coats. Dust off with your hands. I don't think you have anything, so I think it's going to be easy to move. I'll let Lily and Noah stay in your room for the time being. I was going to tidy up your stuff after Noah finished eating, but you came back sooner than I expected, so I shouldn't have come back. Seeing that, I was still silent. Benjamin twitched uneasily, then added, "We're getting married soon. Why don't you move into my room?" I didn't say anything, but I followed him in. On the table, the marriage application is still there. Leave the wedding date blank. After putting my stuff aside, Benjamin sat down across from me. How about my parents? What do they think about the wedding? I paused for a moment and then said, "Uncle and aunt are doing well. You should visit them more often." And as for the wedding, Uncle and aunt wanted to ask around first. There is no hurry. We wait. After all, in 2 days, I'm going to leave this place. The longer I procrastinate, the better. Ryan Carter suddenly giggled. As long as you're here, they're happy enough. Why do they need me to go back? I'm not interested in teasing him. I just nodded absent-mindedly and desperately wanted to go to bed. Dad, I'm hungry. Noah calls from the living room. Benjamin invited me to join them for dinner. But I shook my head. I've already eaten, I replied. He left, and soon the air was filled with the smell of food, accompanied by cheerful laughter. Sounds like a happy family. A doting father, a gentle mother, and a good son. Nana Shah does have a good son. At least one who loves his mother. He's better than my daughter. I shook my head, forcing myself not to dwell on the past. I was woken up by Noah jumping on the bed. He used Benjamin's bed as a trampoline. Completely. Ignore the fact that I slept on it. When he saw that I was upset, he immediately burst into a loud sob. Nana and Benjamin immediately rushed in. I kept a cold look on my face and said, "I'm sorry." Instead of apologizing, Noah sees Ryan and immediately plays the victim. "Dad, I hate this aunt. She doesn't like me or my mom. She bullied us. Daddy, don't marry this mean lady. Daddy, can you get her out there?" Tears welled up in Lily's eyes. She sobbed pitifully. "I'm sorry, sister. It's my fault because I didn't teach Noah properly. Please don't be upset. Even if you don't like me, don't vent to your child. After all, Noah is just a child." Ryan looks painful. Hold Noah in your arms and comfort him. Then he glanced at me disappreciatively, silently urging me to apologize to Nana and her son. I have no patience for their hypocrisy. Speechless, I stood up, pick up my packed bags and get ready to leave. Benjamin quickly blocked the door. "Where are you going? It's getting late. Why did you run away just because of a child? You are an adult. Why are you so stingy?" I was really angry to see this. Lily hurriedly took Noah from Ryan's arms, then retreated to her room. Benjamin forced me to sit down in bed. Then he dragged a chair and sat across from me. He just opened his mouth to speak. When I stretched out my wrist, Noah stepped on my place earlier. A red and swollen mark has formed. Benjamin's words got stuck in his throat. His face flushed. It was as if he was trying to justify himself. After a long moment, he finally spoke in a pleading tone. "Noah is just a child. It wasn't easy for Lily to raise him alone. The answer is yes. She put all her love on him. You are an adult. Can't you understand better? Noah grew up without a father. If anyone should understand him, it's you. I know you don't like Lily, but do you really have to push them? Leave like this. Can't you apologize and put things right?" I let out a shrill laugh. "I'm not the one to push them away. I'm going to leave on my own to make room for them. You didn't even tell me. Before bringing them into this house, you threw my stuff outside. Didn't you force me out? You want to bring them home. So you use me as a shield. So you do know that what you are doing is shameful." Ryan's face turned pale. His hand trembled as he pointed at me. But for a long time, he couldn't say a word. In the end, he left in a rage. That same night, I moved out of Ryan Carter's house. The commotion was not small. A few neighbors poked their heads out of the doorway, and Windows was furious about what was happening. But none of that worries me anymore. I have no intention of ruining Benjamin Carter. But if he wants to destroy himself, I'm certainly not going to stop him. There is a hotel near his house. That night, for the first time since I was born again, I slept soundly. The next morning, I was woken up by an angry knock on the door. When I opened the door, I found Nana standing there. Her eyes were red with anger. "Did you do this on purpose?" she asked. Her voice trembled. I am silent. It turns out that, after I left with my luggage last night, rumors have spread throughout the compound. By morning, everyone was whispering Benjamin Carter and Lily Shaw's affair. Wherever they go, they cast a judgmental gaze on them. Lily's eyes lit up with anger and she snapped. "Do you really think moving out will make Benjamin marry you early? Or do you think by making such a scene, Ryan will abandon me and my son?" Nana Shaw sneered, her voice filled with venom. "Let me tell you, Ryan Carter will never marry you. Whatever you do, you can never get rid of me. You can't win me. There you have that." She covered her face and ran away. It was as if she was the one who suffered the greatest injustice. In my past life, I always knew that Nana saw me as a competitor. I know she has feelings for Benjamin, but I never doubted my own relationship with him. We grew up together, childhood sweethearts. Even if everyone says it, it's too high for me to marry him. I've never been upset about that. Until after we got married, when Ryan repeatedly defended Lily and her son. No doubt, I finally saw things clearly. In his heart, she and her son are the most important. That's when I gave up completely. At that time, I thought to myself, if I had the chance to live again, I would leave Benjamin Carter without hesitation. I'll go out and see the world. Experience the beauty of my country. Live for yourself. So I wasn't surprised when Benjamin came to me. After all, there was quite a commotion last night. Of course, he needed to come up with an explanation. Just like in my previous life, when he kept asking me to wash the rumors and protect Nana's reputation. Let her image be untarnished for the rest of her life. When he saw that I was calm, he let him into the room. He was visibly relaxed. "Don't be angry," he said. "Come home with me." I said it too harshly last night. I shouldn't have made you apologize. I am silent. I disagreed, but I didn't reject him outright either. Benjamin grew impatient. "You ran away in the middle of the night. Do you know how dangerous that is?" Lily cried all night because of guilt. She hadn't even eaten this morning, before going out to find you. Of all of them, you should know Noah the best. You also grew up without your parents. I coldly interrupted him. "Benjamin Carter, you know. Losing my parents was the biggest pain of my life." Song. Every time. You used my pain to force me to understand Noah. You know I don't like Lily and her son. Yet you kept making me accept them. You brought them to our house without even telling me. Expect me to take care of them. I scoffed. You said it was dangerous for me to be alone outside at night. But you're here for me. There is only one guest house near our home. Have you ever spent a second trying to find me? Or maybe you're busy comforting your baby, Lily. It was as if I had touched a nerve. Benjamin stiffened, his voice raised, defensively. "What do you mean by my baby, Lily?" There was guilt in his tone, but he still tries to sound righteous. "I've told you before. Her late husband was a childhood friend of mine. I'm just fulfilling his last wish by taking care of them." I let out a high-pitched, mocking laugh. "Your childhood friend? Which one?" "It's fun because we grew up together. And I remember you never mentioned such a person." Benjamin's breathing became stagnant. He's forgotten that I've known him all my life. I knew every friend he had from his previous life. I didn't ask him, because I'm blinded by my NAV faith in love. In my life, I didn't question him, because I just can't be disturbed. Uncover the disgusting truth hidden beneath his self-righteous behavior. You use the excuse of fulfilling your brother's dying wishes. Justify your emotional entanglement with Nana. I continued with a shrill voice. You portray yourself as a loyal, respectable person. But tell me why your other comrades don't help her. Why are you the only one who took her and her son in? Have you noticed how your comrades in arms perceive you when you're with her? You really feel. Wrap yourself in the cloak of morality, blinding people to the filth below. People aren't fools, Ryan. His face became red and spotted. His hands trembled at his sides, but he forced himself to keep his composure. I know you're angry right now, he said bluntly. Stay here for a few days. Once I solve the problem with Nana and Noah, I'll be back and take you home. I smirked. When he turned away, Benjamin, I shouted behind him, telling him to stop. You once told me that Lily was too weak. Do hard labor. She can't work in the factory. And you made me give up my job for her. Well, I've already talked to Director Wang. Benjamin's face froze. The next moment, he grabbed my hand excitedly. Mia, I know you're the most empathetic. His expression lit up. It was as if he had just won the biggest prize. Don't worry, I promise I'll marry you. He was too eager. He didn't even have time to notice a contemptuous smile on my face. Before he hurried away, I watched him go and shook my head in disbelief. How shameless he has to be, thinking that I still want to marry him. Does he really believe it? Being his wife is a big deal. He gave it to me. I should be endlessly grateful. If I dare to refuse, it means I'm ungrateful and unreasonable. There is no illusion of love to cover it up. Benjamin Carter is nothing more than a self-absorbed man. A veritable man. He made me feel sick to my stomach. The next morning, I arrived at the meeting point early. Director Huang, I'm worried that I may not be able to adapt to it. Even a couple of people were arranged from the same rural mission. Take care of me. I thank him from the bottom of my heart, then hand him a well-prepared gift. Until I got off the train, I finally felt like I had left everything behind. I finally let out a long sigh of relief. Unexpectedly, I met someone I had admired all my life. Professor Michael Fong. In my past life, I'm stuck. Endless family responsibilities. There was never a chance to pursue one's ambitions. But this time I finally broke free. I have time to learn, grow, and realize my value. In addition to working, eating, and sleeping, I dedicate every minute of the rest to my studies and research, agricultural sciences, because of our common interests. As time went on, my relationship with Michael Fong grew closer. When I saw Ryan Carter again, 2 months have passed. I wasn't surprised by his arrival. A month ago, Director Huang wrote me a letter. Tell me, Benjamin. I learned that I was transferred to the country. On the day I left, Benjamin takes Nana Shaw to handle some paperwork. It was found. The work he planned for her. It has been given to someone else. Children of fallen soldiers. Hear this. Lily caused a huge commotion on the spot, and Benjamin's face is black all the time. I'm not sure. His frustration wasn't directed at me, or an outburst of Nana. Now stand in front of me. Benjamin frowned, looking at me from head to toe. When he saw that I was doing well, he breathed a sigh of relief. I did not agree to cancel the engagement. He said firmly, "Come back with me." I took a step back and distanced ourselves from each other. A glimmer of pain flashed in his eyes. He walked forward anxiously, his voice unsteady. Mia, there's nothing between me and Lily. I only promised her late husband. I will take care of her. And her son. If you don't like her, I won't see her again, in my heart. You are my wife. The only person I want to marry is you. I listened quietly under his hopeful gaze. I calmly, go home. Nana and her son are waiting for you. One word of mine shattered all the light. In Benjamin's eyes, his whole being exuded pain and despair. Benjamin stayed for a few days, but I went on with my life as usual. Work, eat, and study under the guidance of Michael Fong. Benjamin insisted on following me everywhere. Sometimes when I have to carry heavy crates at work, he would rush forward and snatch them away from me. These are too heavy, he said. I can't bear to see you struggling. I looked at him steadily. These crates are not as heavy as those in the factory. What I'm doing here is much easier than what I've done back there. You tell me Lily is too weak to do hard work. So you asked me to swap places with her. Forced me to work in a factory. But now you say you can't bear to see me struggling. Why? Colors run off Benjamin's face. His lips quivered. Nia, I'm sorry. I won't do it again. Come back with me. Let's live a good life together, just the two of us, okay? I rejected him without hesitation. No. When I discuss soil, temperature, and humidity with Michael Fong, Benjamin couldn't understand a word. He could only be frustrated. Just like how I used to feel when I was left out in the cold, an outsider in my own marriage. Ryan began to subtly express his disgust. Thank you for my close relationship with Michael. He overheard people saying that Michael and I were the perfect couple. I met his gaze coldly. There is nothing between us. I'm just learning from him. Shouldn't you understand this in all people? Ryan was speechless. He had no way to refute my words. He must have remembered how he had asked for it. I understand. And be patient. With Nana and her son. Benjamin took time off work to visit on his last night here. He was drunk. For the first time in 2 lifetimes, I saw him cry. He sobbed, tears streaming down his cheeks. I was wrong. I regret everything. I've loved you from the beginning. The only person I want to marry is you. You know I begged my parents to get engaged. When you agree, I feel like I've won the whole world. I've been waiting for you. I just want to marry you. I can't live without you. Ryan wept and pleaded. Repeat yourself over and over again. Until he fell asleep. Even in his sleep, he muttered my name. Beg me not to leave him. I suddenly wanted to cry too. But more importantly, I find it ridiculous. In my past life, I screamed, cried, and begged. I felt resentment and regret. And throughout the process, Ryan has been on the sidelines. Apathy and detachment. Watch from a distance. As if it had nothing to do with him. When people say that he and Lily are true love, he never denied it. When people say I'm not good enough for him, he never protected me. He never showed any concern when I was lying on my moribund. But in this life, I have taken the initiative to let go. I gave him the opportunity to be with Lily. He cried again and begged me not to go. It's both sad and ridiculous. Benjamin Carter left, but he wrote to me every month. With that came his entire salary. He said he would wait until I came back. He said he had put his new house in order. He said he had sent Lily Shaw and her son away. He said he had applied for a transfer station near me. He said he wanted to spend the new year with me. This time, but in the end, he didn't come. Because he married Nana Shaw. From that moment on, I completely severed my relationship with Benjamin Carter. Years later, after Michael Fong completed his degree, I went into a research lab. During the scientific meeting, unexpectedly met Director Huang. Finally, I learned what happened to Benjamin Carter. It turns out, Nana discovers Benjamin's transfer request. She was afraid if he was gone, she and her son will lose their only source of safety. So she deliberately made him drunk and spend the night in his room. The resulting scandal was so explosive, Benjamin had no choice but to leave the army. Lily also lost her job. Director Huang sighed. Their lives together are a mess. They are constantly arguing. There are small fights every 3 days and big blowouts every 2 days. The whole neighbor gossiped about them. Benjamin had such a bright future. But now he started drinking and fighting. Just the other day, he and Lily had such a big fight. They were eventually sent to the police station. His current employer finally had enough and fired him. Director Huang patted me on the shoulder. You're in luck. When you apply to travel to the countryside, I actually feel sorry for you. But now I understand. Your parents must have been taking care of you. Protects you from disasters. I laughed. I know I'm really lucky. Lucky to get a second chance at life. Fortunate. There is an opportunity to make a different choice. Luckily to be able to leave the mud and build a meaningful life. Life should never be about love alone. There are dreams, ambition, and a whole world are waiting for you to explore. After 20 years, I met Benjamin Carter again. By that time, I had become a respected scientist, a leader in my field. On the other hand, he was dressed in tatters. He was holding a weak, crying child in his arms. Someone who was once proud and upright. Who dressed himself up so arrogantly. 2 lifetimes. Finally hunched. His eyes were red, and he muttered to himself over and over again, "I'm sorry." I smiled at him. My heart is calm and firm. Then I said, "He waited 2 lifetimes for a blessing to hear. Congratulations on getting married, Ryan." I've never had a chance to say it before, so I'll say it now. People say I've been lucky in my life. But the truth is, he ruined my previous life with his self-deception and selfishness. I let it go, but that doesn't mean I forgave him. Benjamin stood there, his face full of self-loathing. He smiled wryly. "You should hate me. I deserve it. This is my punishment." Just then, an announcement came. "Professor Carter, please come to the stage. This is the centenary celebration of my alma mater." I was invited to speak. I smiled at Benjamin one last time. "It's time for me to go. And then don't look back." I walked towards the life I had built. A life full of meaning and achievement. Without goodbye, there is no reunion. We will never see each other again for the rest of our lives. In this life, I have dedicated myself to my country. Go to scientific research. Be someone to be admired. Love may be disappointing, but hard work will never betray you. By Benjamin Carter. After Mia leaves. Nana Shaw changed after Mia left. She started trying to find ways to stop me from looking for Mia, even conspired against me. Eventually, she forced me to get married. After we got married, she became completely insane. If only I could say a word to another woman. She can become paranoid and indulgent. If I attended a company party, she would burst into my workplace and cause a riot. She drove my parents to their graves with her relentless tantrums. One night, in another quarrel, Noah lost control and smashed a chair on my head. Knocked me out. He thought he had killed me and ran away in a panic. In his despair, he rushed into the street without looking at him. A car hit him. He died instantly. Billy goes crazy at the sight of Noah's body. His tiny body was shattered beyond recognition. When I woke up, a new set of memories flooded into my mind. At that moment, I knew. I know why Mia is so desperate to get away from me. I know why she chose to go to the country. Why did she do everything she could to cut ties with me? And I've known it all my life. There's no way to get things right. After the death of Mia in the previous life, I found out the truth. Lily's alleged critical illness is a lie. She just pretended to be dying. Forced me to get a divorce. When I realized my mistake, Mia is gone. I regret everything. I vowed to spend the rest of my life alone. A vigil in front of her monument. But less than a year later, our daughter was tortured to death by Lily and Noah. I turned it in myself. I personally sent Noah to prison. Lily, full of hatred, pushed me downstairs, dragged me to death with her. In my final moments, I had only one prayer. If I could live one more time, I would never let Mia go. Heaven has granted my wish. But even if you get another chance, I still haven't been able to cherish her. The baby in my arms let out a weak kitten-like cry. She was hungry. She had been hungry for days. I don't have the money to buy her milk. I could only feed her the diluted rice soup. She is Noah's daughter. After Noah's death, his wife abandoned the children and ran away. Now she's the only family I'm left with. "Don't cry, honey," I muttered to myself and hugged her tightly. "Grandpa will take you home and drink some rice soup. But I don't have a home to go home again."